everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for... Mike, is the lipstick on my lip? I think so. Well, you know what I mean. But thank you for tuning in. This is my review for Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 3, episode 5. The review. Okay, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole Jaybird. Jaybird. Dun 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 dun. Okay, and all that good shit. Follow me on social media, my Jaylee's Corner IG page. The link is in my description box or whatever. J_Lee_Corner. Do not forget to like, to comment, to share, and all that good stuff. Y'all know all my videos go up every morning between 8 a.m. and like 10 a.m. So you no longer have to wonder, did she put something up? I have a whole schedule. So y'all always know it's always up in the morning. Just to make it easy for you. But let's get into this episode. I feel like this episode, it wasn't much. But I'm going to try my damnedest to give you what it gave me, okay? So we see how JD had a skating party. See how in Atlanta, that's what they do. They skate around here, skate around there, skate around everywhere, okay? And he invited a couple people, you know what I'm saying? I'm surprised they didn't have the whole Growing Up Hip Hop people there. I was like, why you gonna have a skating party and everybody not there? I hope this is the right picture. It is. So he had Deb there, and I showed this and this because, he had Dallas Austin, who was an amazing super producer, okay, who's from Atlanta, also T-Boz, and as y'all know, Dallas Austin is Chili's baby daddy, okay? But y'all, if you don't know who Dallas Austin is, I don't know who you are, okay? Because everyone should know Dallas Austin, okay? Anyway, and of course there's T-Boz, right there, T-Boz from TLC. Barat was also there, so was Usher, and I think Tammy was there, and so was Andrea, but they wasn't all together. They had like a little separate thing, whatever. But let's deal with this. So we see the Brat is still in her feelings because Deb told her that she invited Andrea to be a part of the whole boot camp situation. And so she still feels some kind of way. Brat want all the money to herself. I feel like Brat think if you add somebody in, any money we make, that's another person getting some money. And I need all the monies. Okay, all the monies. Let's just say that. But we then see her and T-Boz have a conversation. Brat and T-Boz, because, they are friends from back in the day. Okay, back in the day. And she brings up how, it's so good seeing you. T-Boz talk about her and Chili finna go on tour and everything. And I feel like they kind of hoodwinked and bamboozled us to make us think that T-Boz was on this season. And she wasn't. I mean, she came, it seemed like she there for this episode, and that's really it. Even though T-Boz has a daughter who is probably around the age of some other the kids, because T-Boz has a baby with Mac 10, the rapper Mac 10 from back in the day. And their daughter should be a good ass teenage. She should be around 19, okay? I feel like she had a baby around the 2000 era or whatever, so I do feel like she's at least like an 18-year-old person or whatever. But, we just see Brad and T-Boz talk. And, Brad brings up how she's just stressing or whatever. She just needs to talk to a little friend or whatever because she's filing for bankruptcy. She has that whole judgment over her head that she got to pay, that she ain't got no money for it or whatever. And she brings up, like, I have this judgment and I can't pay it. Okay, it's $6 million. So that comes from when she buffed the lady in the head and caught the lady that had brain damage and went to prison for the assault of it all. So the lady has a whole, a judgment against her because she got damages. Okay. Anyway, so T-Boz bring up how, I filed for bankruptcy before as well. I filed twice. And she also says how, it's funny that when black people file for bankruptcy, people say, oh, they broke. But when white people do it, people are like, oh, they're restructuring. I think it's because black people don't talk about it. A lot of black people have went through bankruptcy not because they were broke, but because they had too many bills and had to restructure some shit. I think when you don't talk about it, you allow people who don't know your situation to label it it becomes that. I feel like white people will go through bankruptcy and they talk about it. They'll say, yep, I filed for bankruptcy because I have all these bills and I need to restructure my finances. They're talking about it and they're using the right words, not saying that it's not a double standard, not saying that, oh, it's our fault that, we are labeled that way. I feel like the more black people talk about it and explain it, you can't let anybody else put their definition on your situation. You know what I'm saying? I think like two people who have filed for bankruptcy. And it was just because, again, their bills became too much. And it wasn't that they were broke. It was to prevent themselves from going broke. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. But if you don't talk about it, then you won't know. So I wish more people who went through it explain the reasons. And I don't mean say, well, I spent $10,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue and I only got $2,000 to pay for it. No, explain the situation of the reason you're doing it. It's because you do have too many bills and you want to make sure that you can pay them and you're not paying too much. Okay? And you just get wiped down to zero. But I digress. I do think it's crazy if you file for bankruptcy more than once. Sometimes I do wish that people would learn from it. But again, things happen and they have to restructure again. And Brat is filing for bankruptcy because, again, she has this judgment against her and she can't afford. Brat not gonna make $6 million. She just isn't. Mainly because I feel like she probably is not living beyond her means, but because what she's having to afford to pay, plus the judgment thing, she can't play catch up. And she was in jail for a long time, for a couple years or whatever. And I don't think when she came home that she ever came home making a lot of money. She was in the negative, you know what I'm saying, because she had been gone for a while. So it is what it is. Anyway, I got all off subject. So T-Boz asked, like, well, why you gotta pay, that much? Like, was she even hurt? Like, did she even take your time? I'm like, T-Boz, shut up. You can't make it seem as if Brat out here getting the short end of the stick. She hit a lady in the head with a bottle at a club. She hurt that lady. The lady did have brain damage. And I can appreciate Brat's like, nah, she was, she said she had some brain damage or whatever. Even if the lady lying, you should not have hit her in the head with a bottle. Y'all know how hard and sturdy them bottles was back in the day? The reason bottles these days are not as hard is probably because Brat hit someone in the head with a bottle. She could have killed that lady. Period. Okay? And I think that's the reason Brat be so angry at Bow and just about situations, because I think she consistently go back to her situation and she remember that she's kind of still in that situation from all of them years ago. It's not resolved yet. So I think that's something must happen with her. Anyway, but she do say, well, no, she was hurt. She do deserve something. But even after the criminal trial of me being found guilty, she went to civil suit and then sued me because you hit her with a bottle. I would have sued you too. Okay. Anyway, T-Boz didn't realize I should have Googled this shit. T-Boz was talking like, I don't think T-Boz knew or remembered what happened because it was a long time ago. So when she said, girl, just take your time, like it ain't that serious. Was she even hurt? Yes. Yes, she was. And I think once Brad was saying what happened, T-Boz was like, oh, yeah, that's some serious shit. I gotta go on tour right now, so I'm gonna leave. I hired the girl, and then she left. And I was like, girl, I would do the same thing. So we then see Bow Wow in LA talking to Snoop, because Bow Wow wasn't in Atlanta because it was in LA talking to Snoop. And that was cute. He went to LA for some business to also see his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And he called his daughter, and she had like a little voicemail or whatever. He's like, it's crazy that you have a voicemail and you're 8, but okay, I'm going to be with Uncle Snoop, and I'll, be over to you to see you, blah, blah, blah. It was funny that she had a whole, like, this is shy, I'm not available. Like, she was like a little cute little message or whatever. His daughter's a daughter, and she looked just like him. But let's keep moving on. So he go talk to Snoop. It's the first time that he's seen Snoop since he was arrested and got out of jail. And what I'm saying, he brings up how Snoop was the one who taught him about the game and about women. I say, nope, don't blame this on Snoop. Don't you blame your situation with these women issues on Snoop. Don't say that Snoop taught you about women, Because Snoop has a whole marriage that he's been married all these years, and we've never really heard about marriage women issues with Snoop. Okay, so don't put that on that man. Don't do that, girl. Man, I mean, anyway, Snoop gives him some good advice. Okay, and he said, when you come see me, nephew, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get some juice. You know what I'm saying, this some good old hearted advice. Okay, he brings up how you have to stop. No, you have to learn to not be explosive and have people thinking that you know what I'm saying, that you are gonna be popping off here and there, whatever. You have to learn to control you and your situations. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody's pushing your buttons, you know what I'm saying, when they push your buttons, it makes them make a mockery of you because you then react to what they're doing. And he's like, when you do that, I can't help you at that point. He also bring up how, you need to leave your childhood in the past or whatever. And, you a man now, you can't be acting childish. Meaning your ass was acting childish all up and through. He like, you need to become a boss. So you can either be great or be bad. You can choose. He's like, well, Unc, it's hard. No, it's not. Bow Wow has every excuse except he allowed the situations to get to the point to where they got to. He knew people was telling him that girl's crazy, you crazy for being with her, y'all are toxic together. Even if it's just that Kilolo was toxic, Bob was just as toxic because he stayed in it. So at that point, y'all both was at fault. So this new thing was, you know what I'm saying, you knew it was a bad situation and you chose to stay there. You should have left. Is what he was telling him. And we said, it is hard. He said, I knew you were gonna say that, and it's not. He said, for me, I realized how someone else will make me mad, and when someone else will make me mad, I would then go take it out on people who had nothing to do with it, like people I loved who had nothing to do with it. I'm like, why am I taking out my frustrations on them and they didn't do shit? He said, so what I realized was I had to fix that. So when I realized who the people were who were making me mad and putting me in that mind space of getting me upset, and I'm then reacting to other people and being a mad, angry individual, I realized I had to leave them alone. And when I left them alone, I wasn't mad no more. And that was good. And sometimes that's what people don't realize they have to do. You have to realize who in your life, is bringing you down, making you upset. And I don't mean like, oh, my sister pissed me off. That's going to happen. That's fine. Okay, that's typical. But you can't be with somebody who literally consistently keeps you upset, mad, angry, and you become an upset, mad, angry person for this sole person. But you keep them there, and you stay in that evilness, that toxicness, or whatever for those couple few good moments. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, realize who enlightens your spirit. Okay, it's a reason for the past since I turned 30. I have lived a pretty even keel life. Like I'm not stressed about stuff no more. I don't have any stressful people in my life. I let them go a long time ago. And so that's why now I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that stress. Why I be around people who piss me the fuck off? No, I don't want to do that. It's like when I'm meeting people, if you already pissed, I'm good, love, enjoy, move on. So, you know what I'm saying? He also brings up how, you have to learn to handle your situations and not let your situations handle you. I say, ain't that a word? Ain't that a word? Because if you're in a situation that you let get out of hand, that situation is then handling you. Because that situation is now out of your control. Because you let it get to that point. You have to learn to handle the situation so that they're not handling you. I say, and he said, you owe up to your daughter. And, Bob, but him saying that, it made me realize, I do have to think about that. Bob just needs to grow up. He really, really, and that's even minus Kilolo and that thing, whatever. Bow Wow needs to grow up. He need to be Shad. Okay, no one should call you Bow Wow no more. Call me Shad. Okay, let me leave the Bow Wow shit alone. But I digress. We see a little scene of Ayana meeting up with Shania. And not Ayana, y'all know, is the girl with the clothing stuff who don't do nothing with it. She's still mad at Brandon. Shania is Jermaine Dupri's daughter, who we don't see too much. So I'm looking like this. To me, this proves how much Ayana has no storyline. Y'all had to fly in Jermaine Dupri's daughter, who was in college. Okay, she had no reason being there. Okay, and they meet up or whatever. And I'm like, not only that, Ayana, you met her at a clothing store. Don't you have a clothing line? Why you not meeting her at the warehouse working on your clothes? Like, why are you not working on your brand, girl? Like, you are on a whole TV show. How are you not work? Y'all know I want to do a plus size clothing line, at least for, some summer clothes, summer dresses or whatever. Bitch, let me get on a TV show. I'm gonna use all those connections to get me to somebody who can help my brands. Okay, this girl is up here shopping in someone else's clothing store. I say, girl, don't you have clothes to sell? She not focused on what makes her money. Okay, as the all. Anyway, she get there and her and Shania talking, and all they talking about is Brandon. I am so tired of Ayana talking about Brandon. You don't like him. Y'all don't get along. Stop talking about him. Don't bring him up. He not nowhere around. I wish I would meet up with my good friend to sit and talk about a person I don't like, who I don't deal with. Bitch, I don't deal with you, okay? There are people in my life who I don't like, who I don't deal with. I don't ever talk about them because I don't deal with them, okay? The last person in my life I got an issue with I don't deal with, it, it ain't even nobody recent. It's been so long ago, and I don't talk about them at all. I don't want to meet up with anybody to discuss what frustrates me about a person who I don't deal with at all. Okay, so Ayana, I need you to grow the fuck up, okay, and get you some business, boo boo. It should not be Brandon. If Brandon ain't shit, and Brandon a liar, cool. That's fine. Do something else. Talk about something else. I'm like, girl, I just don't. She needs a storyline, and it's so frustrating or whatever. And when she asked, like, we got into it again at Bow Wow party because he came up to me like, she's like, well, did he like approach you like in a crazy way? He gonna say, wow, oh, you ain't talking to me. It wasn't even that, girl. Ayana is almost getting on my nerve how Lily do on Black and Crew, Chicago, because it's just pointless to talk about her because she ain't got nothing going on except drama with somebody who don't even matter. So we're gonna move right on past it. I will say how Ayana gets frustrated or aggravated with Shania because Shania said, like, I don't have an issue with Brandon and I'm gonna meet up with him and try to, you know what I'm saying, figure out what's going on. I don't care. I'm not in the headspace to talk to him. Well, you're not in the headspace to talk about nothing except anybody who only want to have scenes and talk about the same person who they say is fake, phony, fugazi. Girl, stop. Okay. Anyway, so we do see Shania and Mr. Brandon, and it was a really boring meeting. They both he say how, like, what's up with me and you? Like, are we friends? Are we cool? And she said, we cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking in a minute. And things that happened before, it's fine. We over that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? How you doing now? Okay. And that's a way to handle things. If you didn't have no real beef with somebody, and it was real some superficial, I thought you said or whatever, I thought you said whatever, let's chit chat, and that's really what it was. Shania bring up how she's just happy to be finishing up school. She's gonna graduate college in about a year. So she's proud of all of that. He then said how he's happy and proud to be in firefighter school. I'm looking like, who? I almost feel like Brandon is not in firefighter school, and that's why they keep letting him. I feel like production is letting Brandon dig himself deeper into a hole. Mainly because I just think they like he keeps saying something, and let him keep saying it because he don't realize how no one's gonna believe it. And it'll be something good for the whole season. So I do feel like he's lying. I don't feel like he's lying about wanting to be a firefighter. I think he maybe could have applied to be a firefighter and didn't make it. Okay, and so he's holding on to that as what he's doing, and that's why he ain't been around or whatever. But I digress. And she said, "Oh, so like you're gonna be a firefighter?" You're like, yeah, like I wanted to do that because they're helpful. This, they all these great qualities that a firefighter is, and that's what I wanted to do. He then said, I thought it would be like great to be like, I get to slide down a pole, I get to ride on a fire truck, I get to rescue cats from a tree. She said that's like the preschool version. It is. It's very much the preschool version of old time movie version or whatever. I don't know. He then brings up how that was one part of it, but I didn't think about how hard the physical part would be. So I'm in physical training now to go up to the next step. But he do make it seem like he's in firefighter school. I'm starting to not believe him simply because somebody brought up, because I said last time, like, a person who was plus size can still be a firefighter, and they can, because not all big people is weak. Not all big people is slow. Not all big people get tired. Some big people are just strong big people. Think about wrestlers and athletes and football players who's big and thick. You know what I'm saying? But they strong. Okay, so I feel like that's not a reason to make it seem like, oh, he ain't gonna be it. Now, usually when you're in training for stuff like that, you do lose a couple of lbs or whatever. And I mean, he the same size, but I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna down no other plus size person, but I'm also not telling anybody that I'm out here running marathons. I'm not. I'm trying to lose weight, but I'm not been a firefighter. So I think the difference between his thing and my thing, girl, it is what it is. Anyway, but Shania bring up how, I believe that some of what he's saying may be some bullshit, but I don't know. But I'm gonna keep just, what I'm saying, man, in the business that pays me with the school. We then see Brat go see her sister, and I feel like it was a whole just mess. Brat get there because her sister y'all was Lisa Ray, Diamond from Players Club, um, and Brat said my sister a whole actress. She was the first lady of Turks and Caicos. I'm like, I mean, let's just say that she's Lisa Ray, okay? Because she's not married to that man no more. I think that was a whole scandal when they got divorced. Um, And I really wish Lisa Ray had more roles. I feel like she's been in a couple of things, and I think the thing she's most famous for is being Diamond in the Players Club. I'm like, but that was so many years ago. And I'm surprised Ice Cube didn't use her in no other movies. Girl. Anyway, so Brad is there because she's tired, okay? I'm tired of getting up so early in the morning, doing a radio station, then going to do Dish Nation, you know what I'm saying? I don't see my friends as much. I'm getting tired of the bankrupt stuff, or my lawyer fees. It's so expensive. I've been on the phone with my lawyer for 20 minutes. It costs $400 or whatever. I'm working just to pay lawyer fees, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much going on. The bankrupt, so she's just tired, okay? Blah, 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 blah. Tired that she's going to her sister to just vent about all these things in her life that she don't think is going good. So Lisa gives her some sound advice. She like, look, have you ever done a vision board? And she's like, no, I haven't done that before. She's like, you know what? Maybe do a vision board. Put on your vision board like what you want to accomplish, what you want to happen. She bring about, I had a vision board that I wanted to have my own clothing line or whatever. And 7 years later, what I'm saying, I've accomplished that because she got some little blue jean line. And she's like, so sometimes a vision board can help you visualize what you want to do, and it'll help you get organized in life, and you won't be so stressed out. I think what she suggested was a very valid, rational thing, and for some reason it pissed Brad off. Okay, you my big sister, you always talking to me like you better than me or whatever. Always, I'm saying, trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? What has happened here? But being a little sister, and knowing how you can have a sister who y'all just communicate differently, and your sister can say something and not mean anything by it, and you can be offended just because you and your feelings at that point. That's how siblings are sometimes. You in a mood and someone say something and they don't mean it that way. That's how you take it, and then you shoot off at the mouth, and it's a whole issue. So from that, Brad got pissed. Don't be talking who you talking to. You don't get it. That's why I can't talk to you, whatever. You always trying to lecture me, I'm saying, telling me how what I'm doing ain't good enough, and I gotta do a vision board. I'm looking like all she did was tell you, you complain about all these things and how you can't afford this, can't afford that, and you want this, you want that. But the key is, what do you want to happen in your life? Give your life some positive. She said if you put it on your vision board, it can help things manifest in your life if you're working towards a goal. And I think that can be Brad said she's not working towards a goal. She just working or whatever. So they arguing because Brad feel like Lisa's being a bully big sister, and telling her to do whatever. And like Lisa, like that's not what I meant, I would never talk down to you. I don't think I'm better than you, whatever. I'm just trying to help and give suggestions or whatever. And Brad was like, I don't care, whatever. And then Lisa like, look, you got this whole strong, aggressive behavior with other people that don't work with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't work with. I'm like, Lord Jesus. They just going back and forth. And I do feel like the brat overreacted. I do feel like Lisa gave her sound advice. And the brat is just frustrated because she need money. Okay? And I feel like what Brat is doing is she talking about her issues and she wants some kind of quick fix. Brat needs somebody to give her about $10 million. If they give her that, I think that's the only thing that make her feel better. Because she can pay off that judgment and have money to play with. But no one's going to give her $10 million at all. And she's looking for a quick solution for a problem that she created years ago, and she's been in it for years. So there is no quick fix to it. Period. Okay? Period. So Brad tried to leave, at least like sit your ass, like sit down. Brad then tried to open up some champagne. She opens it, gets champagne all over her phone, and it was just like Brad was being a Brad. Brad was being a bow wow. Brad was having a temper tantrum, and Lisa just was not letting her. My phone ringing. Brad was being having a temper tantrum, and Lisa was just wasn't feeding into it. And then Lisa was crying like, I just think that that you misunderstood me. I would never belittle you. Like, don't you got that notion fucked up? I would not do that. I love you, my sister, and I want the best for you. And they made up and hugged. Brad was still pissed off because again, she need about $10 million, and that's girl. Again, you can't. There is no immediate solution for long time problems unless you win the lottery. Okay, and that ain't gonna happen unless you play. It's not realistic to think that someone you can go complain to somebody and they just won't advise you on how to try to fix it. And I get sometimes people come to you to talk. I get sometimes you are talking to people not for advice, but they're just venting. But you also can't get mad at somebody to give you advice when they feel like, okay, maybe they want some advice. Maybe. Maybe not. We don't know. We then see Andrea planning a little small birthday party for Deb. And so she brings up how because Deb has been in her life for a while and people didn't know, and Deb has helped her on some hard days. So she wants to give Deb her flowers while she's here. So a small little birthday party, whatever. She invited, Tammy was there. Teresa was, Bow Wow's mom. Ayana, her girlfriend Amy was there. And then, of course, um, Andrea's daughter, Buku, was there. So it was cute or whatever. And, Tammy then asked Buku. Buku said she's such a fan of Tammy. She was happy to meet Tammy. But, Tammy asked Buku, like, oh, so, like, what do you do? Like, what's going on with you? And I'm mad. I think Buku didn't have a microphone on because I couldn't really hear her. Or maybe her microphone went out. I'm not sure. But I'm confused as to why we didn't hear much from her at all, and she was talking, so I was really confused. But anyway, she brings up how she's working on her music or whatever, and trying to make her own place in the industry or whatever. So my cousin Rick is commenting on my thing, like, yeah, dummy. Anyway, focus. So she brings up how she does her music under her name, Buku. I think it's Buku Abai or Buku Abi. I think a buy. And she brings up how having her father as R. Kelly, is always awkward. So that's why she goes by a different name. She said mainly because people either will only recognize her as, oh, that's R. Kelly's daughter, or it's as if she does not exist at all. So for her, she's like, I don't want to be either. Or I want to be able to be me. She brings up how I don't want people asking me questions about my parents because I'm not my parents' spokesperson or whatever. She brings up how, I'm just buku, like, let me be me. And I'm like, that's so sad. Like, even though she wasn't crying talking about it, I can't imagine how hard it would be to be the child of R. Kelly or to be the child of any person who has done something or who is known for doing something that's so crazy that people look at you crazy because your dad is, accused of all this or whatever. And then they consistently ask you about what's going on or how you feel. And you just want to be able to be yourself and not be consistently compared to, or you're always having to talk about your daddy's issues. And, so I feel for, I think she's smart to have changed her name. I think if she wasn't on the show, she could have went forever and no one knew who her daddy was, like, except her inner circle or whatever. But had she not been on the show and she came out with something, I would not have known, oh, that's R. Kelly daughter, I wouldn't have known that. So, it is what it is. Anyway, Teresa brings up how she gets the point because a lot of times she feels as if her identity is as Bow Wow's mom. Like, she doesn't have her own, her own thing because people look at her, oh, that's Bow Wow mom, and not, oh, that's Teresa. So she's like, I get that too, so, I get what you mean. So, they asked Buku if she feels like her talent, was passed down to her, or if she kind of just, like, learned her own. She's like, no, like, I would never, I like that she said this. She said, no matter what kind of father he was, I can never take away that he's so talented, you know what I'm saying? But, so I do feel like it was passed down to me no matter what he's done. That was cute. Deb get there, she happy. And the Deb had on the whole outfit. I say, girl, was it a zebra print? Was it zebra? Giraffe? I don't know. Leopard. Little leopard print. And so she was happy or whatever. I like that little suit on Deb. It was cute. As a big girl, you cannot be scared to wear prints. Okay, don't let them tell you don't wear prints. Just pick the right print. Okay. Anyway, so she get there, she's happy. They all sitting around chit chat and everything. And for some reason, the conversation goes to Brandon because Deb asked, "How did y'all have this from Brandon?" And I said, "I guess the same way they had it from Walker, your real son." Anyway, so Tammy then said, "I don't like Brandon because he came to my wedding. He wasn't invited." And Deb said, he asked you could he come, and you said yeah, right. He asked me, but I didn't send him an invitation. Well, you should have said no. He didn't pop up. He asked, could he come? And you said yes. I would have said no. I would say no, Brandon. It's just for immediate family. And that ain't you. So, girl, I think you can't blame somebody for popping up if they ask you, can they come, and you agree. Even if your agreement is saying, oh, yeah, I don't care if you come. They're gonna come. Just gonna say that. Anyway, she then bring up how, no, Brandon, Ayana then bring up how Brandon acts like he's a part of the family. Like he act like he close with you and Wakatan. Like y'all really like brothers and sisters or whatever. No, he doesn't. Like yes, he do. Ayana is on a mission to make sure everyone hates Brandon. If Brandon told one lie, Ayana gonna make it seem like everything he ever said was a whole lie. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, girl, he been around for enough years. Why now all of a sudden everybody like, why is this season the season of Brandon being like a liar and all that stuff? Tammy said, I don't dislike him. However, I just don't know him, so I don't trust him. I think that's a valid point. If I don't know you, I don't trust you because I don't know you. I also don't dislike you. I don't know you. You're around or whatever, but I don't know you. So, she brings up how she does feel like he is benefiting from the family more than anything else and how it seems a little bit opportunistic. She brings up how when he first came around, people said that she too was using Waka, was only there for the money, whatever. She said, but I put in my time and proved myself. And my thing is, so why can't he do the same thing? If they thought that you was also if they thought that you were also using Waka and you had to prove yourself, why can't y'all let Brandon do that? I mean, well, it has been 4 years, but I mean, I digress. Anyway, I honestly, he's a liar. He's not a good person, whatever. And if other people have him around, I don't care, but I don't want him around me. But that's not true because anytime anyone brings him up, you dog him, and because you don't want them to like him because you don't like him. But I guess so. Andrea brings up she's like, well, I get what y'all mean that y'all don't want him like being around the family, and he's going around like using people that are going behind y'all back, using stuff that y'all got going on to benefit him. I get that. Deb then say, well, there was a situation where he was like contact like my friends and people or whatever. It was like little stuff happening that I found out about that I didn't know about that I don't like. But we haven't really addressed that. So I'm like, Lord Jesus. So he go yada. But is he really in firefighting school? I'm like, look, if he's lying about other stuff, firefighting school shouldn't even matter. Okay, you say you design clothes, but you don't for real and not in real life. Is you a liar? Is you is or is you ain't? Okay. Anyway, they bring up how Brandon came around like a month or two after their son died, how they all felt horrible that one, he was around, and two, he was staying in the dead son's room months after he died. So, but they also got that Dad was going through it, and that was Brandon being there just made her feel better, so they didn't address it. And now that it's a couple years later, and Dad was less in that mourning stage that she was when he first passed away. Now they can talk about it. And I'm like, girl, get some proof, honey. Get some proof, and then come back and talk to us. So we do see Deb and Waka go for like vegan burgers or whatever they talking, and Deb again bring up how you in fire school. Waka like come on, you can't use your hood sense or whatever. Use the hood sense God gave you and figure out that it's bullshit. That boy is not in firefighting school. She said he said he's a con artist. Baka said he's the con artist, and now I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Big Bone Bertha get in my mama's, good graces again. Like I'm not gonna let it happen again. I said, Big Bertha, girl. I said, goddamn Walker. It was funny though when he said it. Anyway, they're like, well, he said that he had 5 Station 19, and I'm gonna go check it out. He said, Ma, that's a TV show. She's like, no, no, it's not. I'm like, damn, it is. It's a TV show called Station 19 that come on ABC because I watch it. Okay, it's one of Shonda's shows. There is a whole TV show called Station 19. So, but I guess it's also that is what it's called, there in Atlanta. So she wants to go there and figure out what's going on. Walk like you know enough people in the city to not have to go down. You can make a phone call. Like why are you going? Well, I want to see I want to go down there and see for myself and ask myself. I think it's smart. Girl, go down there and ask some questions. He like, look, the old dad would have been had this figured out or whatever, but you ain't the old dad no more. But the old dad is in your kid. So let him come talk to me, let Brandon get in the car with me. We're gonna ride around the corner. I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna get the truth. I'm like, why don't beat that man ass? Don't beat that boy up. Leave it alone. And she said, Walker, don't do that or whatever. He said, look, all I know is if he lying about being a firefighter, I'm beating his ass, and I'm gonna need bail money. And that's how I go off. Girl, they all crazy. But the preview for the rest of the season looks crazy. The fight with Walker and Brandon. We get to see the new girl Bow deal with who bust out his windows and some other stuff going on. Brett and Andrea, you know what I'm saying? What up, girl? When we shall see. Anyway, I'm done. Peace.